Many of you have got questions, so I will try to answer some. And even I still have questions, but I know that they will be answered. Please, in the comment section, just have some respect, and you don't have to insult me. You can express, your opinion with some level of respect. Yeah. So about a few years ago, about 3 years ago, I was led to, Eastern Cape by the beach somewhere in Willowvale, Kukatyana, ngesixhosa. And I started building there, and later on, I was visited, by some old people in a van, and one old man. He looked a bit black in color, and with like a gray beard, etc. He greeted me saying that I am a king, etc. And I was confused, and he told me that I'm a spiritual warrior, etc. I will overcome this journey. And yeah, so the car drove off, and then it disappeared. I never saw it again. I've asked people, they have never given me answers, and no one knows except me. um, and I only realized that there was a spiritual experience that happened in a physical form. Then later there was another spiritual gifted person who said to me that my big mission is that I will bring back the land to the people. And she told me other things, which I don't need to mention. And then later, I used to dream about a lot of things related to, to the Zulu kingdom, but they never made sense because my memory was wiped off when I was when I was very young, maybe at the age of maybe 4, 5. I'm just guessing. I even remember being taken to a sangoma, but I didn't understand what was going on at the time. Then I was, and then I went to someone who's spiritually gifted, and they immediately said, I'm from a royal family, etc. And the grandmother who was coming through, was the one who was responding, and this was a grandmother who came from the Ndwandwe family. And so yeah, later on, fast forward, I was told that I'm a king, and then I was like, why am I receiving these messages? And I was told that I need to go to Kwanongoma. And so a lot of the times the Ndwandwe ancestors will come up, and I thought that I'm supposed to be a king of Amandwandwe, since there's already someone who's known to be a king, Kwanongoma. And yeah, so eventually I had to go there. I've never been to that side. I hardly go to KZN. But yeah, 3 a.m. To drive because I just couldn't sleep, and I just returned from Eastern Cape. And yeah, I managed to land to Kwanongoma, and then I managed to find the house that I was supposed to go to. And through the visions that have been shared to me. And yeah, so when I got there, I explained myself, and they welcomed me. And yeah, so but still I didn't know who those people were. And then they even made umqombothi, etc. And magically I met up with a security guard that works in one of the palaces. And next thing I met up with I meet up with Prince Matuba. And then he's like, he wants to spend the rest of the day with me. And then we went to um, Prince Bonisi, etc. And then every day I was there, I was spending a lot of time with the Zulu royal family, and I would go and sleep at the Ndwandwe family. um, and yeah, they basically knew who I was. And I was like, oh, these people must be very nice. And I explained to them that I am a king, and I was led to come to Kwanongoma because there's no king. um, So yeah, and my assumption was that I'm Ndondo king because, well, the only logical uh, position to be king that seems to be available is the Ndondo one. Um, and I didn't know that actually that was my like father's that was my mother's family, etc. So yeah, and I've when I came back, when I came back to Joburg, then I started like receiving a lot of downloads about the Zulu royal family, and then me being shown taking over the palace there, Enyokeni, Kwanongoma, etc. Actually, Prince Matuba took me there when I was there. I even, had supper, etc. And he even wanted me to meet more of the royal family members. There was a third prince that he wanted me to meet. Um, and even during that trip, I even went to the King Cetshwayo Museum, and I went straight to the King's Cetshwayo's hut. Out of many huts, I went there to pray during the day at midday, and the guys were shocked. They said to me, "How did I know that that's the King's hut?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, but I just felt drawn to it, etc." So all this, and then yeah, I was told that Mrs. Zulu Kazultini is not a king, etc. And I was busy cleaning, the palace because spiritually it's so dirty, and a lot of things like dirty things that have been done, and so yeah, then again, I mean, I've had a number of dreams, seeing Mrs. Zulu Kazultini, his body turning into King Mswati. I was like, why is this happening? Why is he turning his body turning into someone who's Swati? And yeah, and then they were busy like preparing the land for me, etc. And I mean, I did share some of these dreams on my TikTok profile, and then also in the beginning of last year, I was shown, it was me and two other people. There was three of us. Were basically like standing in front of a community, and then in this vision they were saying that, I am elected um, out of the three people to be a leader of a community. And then I actually even got fired from Old Mutual because I was fighting corruption. And some of you might have seen a video that was trending, etc. Basically, I had an option to keep my job or fight corruption, get fired, and I decided to fight and get fired because, yeah, I just couldn't stand what was happening there at Old Mutual. Anyways, so yeah, uh, I've received a lot of like downloads, visions, dreams, etc. In the journey, and up to the point where I was basically being told that I am Zulu and so forth, and a lot of things, dark things that have happened, and people that have been sacrificed. Uh, so, but yeah, and so the reason why I'm giving this clarity, to some people, is that spiritually you are given information bit by bit, and you are given insights in a random manner, not in a linear fashion. And yeah, so I basically wanted to give that clarity. I know that this is more than just me saying I'm a king, but this is a spiritual journey that I want to share to those who might relate, and to those that might learn something from it. So yeah, I'm gonna stop right here.